The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hi, this is Ken Gidge, and this is The Art of Politics. As I've said many times before, it's the show with one Democrat usually, one Republican, or when they're having a hard time, they usually bring two Republicans in. That means I am the good Democrat, and my partner in crime is Al Baldasaro. How are you?
Al Baldasaro, state representative from Londonderry.
Londonderry.
Yes.
And I, Ken Gidge, from Nashville, Ward 6.
Ward 6, what do you got, like 20 people in Ward 6? How many do you have?
Geez,
You have a ward. I'm in a town of 26,000 people, and we have one polling place. We don't have districts like you have. So the whole town votes for all 7 of us.
Oh, really?
Yes. We're a team. We're not broken down.
Well, Nashville's a little bit bigger than,
but
you are. I mean,
I understand that. But see,
come on now.
But the thing is still, you know what I mean? You're Nashua. But yet Nashua divided into all these different little pieces of the pie. We're one team. We're not 10 or how many do you have, 12?
You're already starting.
How many do you have, 10 or 12?
What did you do this week? Drink too much? Or since the last time I saw you?
You notice I shaved the beard and got a haircut and stuff? Hey, what I wanted to bring up...
not a darn thing for you.
I want you to hear me out for a second before we get started. You know what I mean? We lost a Army general in Afghanistan. General Green.
Yes, we did.
You know, my prayers to the family.
Absolutely.
And may that general rest in peace, because that should have never happened.
Do you know that he education-wise, had a doctorate?
Yes.
And 2 master's degrees.
Right. Very sharp
So this
general.
was very, and you know what? My wife said, "Really? Who is he?" I said, "The guy looked like the Pope."
Yeah.
Didn't he look a little like
yes,
the Pope?
He did. Yeah.
He had that happy.
A well-respected general that people loved. That was his first tour that he did, from my understanding, reading in the papers about General Green. And what a shame there. And to get killed by the people you're helping, you know, when you're in a green zone, supposed to be
in a green zone.
Yeah. At a school that we're educating their people, their officers, we're educating their enlisted, you know, on military tactics and, you know, strategies and all that other good stuff, leadership and all, and to get killed like that, what a shame. To lose a warrior like that.
Well, of course, I don't think we disagree. I think you would agree that Iraq was wrong.
No, I disagree. But go ahead.
Well, Iraq was wrong already. The historians and everyone says it's been the biggest $2 trillion mistake.
That's not true. Not all historians. You know, I bet. See, you know what the problem we have here? Some people are brain dead. They have bad memories. When I say bad memories, they don't remember the $25,000 given to suicide bombers. They don't remember, Hussein locking in on our aircraft in no-fly zone, okay, and moving his guns around. They don't remember the oil for food, okay, on that money there was going for weapons versus feeding his people. There was a lot of issues there, but people forget all this stuff. I know it because I was a 22-year Marine.
Have you forgotten that one of the first things we talked about was a general over there?
In Afghanistan, not Iraq.
Okay, all right.
Two different apples and oranges.
Okay. who was killed by the people
that we're helping.
that we were helping.
Right.
So,
It's a
and
disgrace.
by the way, as Afghanistan was taking place, our great president decided to move everyone over to Iraq.
Actually, he did move everyone.
So what happened was they didn't pay attention to one thing, and look where we are.
We have the capabilities to fight 2 or 3 different areas. That's how strong our military. Most people don't understand. The Marine Corps is about 176,000 strong. The Army's what, almost 1 million? The Air Force, what,
Why is it that
700,000?
you Republican military people always want to get the boots on the ground and want to
No.
go fight? Why is it
that's-
you guys keep getting us in wars?
That's
and
not
you wonder
true.
why taxes have to be raised. We got to pay for the wars you
No,
screwed
no,
up. You know,
actually-
you and I argue about money.
Right.
Iraq cost $2 trillion. $2 trillion.
Now,
and you guys turn
should
around
we
and
have
say
been there
what?
to build-
Democrats are bad?
Should we have been there to build a nation? I don't think so. I think we should have been out of there a long time ago, just like Afghanistan. I do believe in that. But I do believe in, and I've been to many of these countries, these people want to kill us, these radical Muslims, not all Muslims. These radicals, no matter what we do, what we say, want us dead because you either believe in the Muslim faith or you'll be extinct. Look how they want to wipe off Israel off the map because they're, the Jewish people.
Well, that's
another, but I'm saying,
that's
look at what's
kind of
going on.
complicated because.
But the bottom line is religious.
Okay, just stop a second. Let's do Israel and then let's back up.
Okay.
Look, we are Israel's.
They're our friends. Yes.
They are a democracy.
They have religious
all right?
freedom.
But this time around, even from American Jews and Jews in Israel, where they took 4 sections of the city, they dropped pamphlets, all leave, and completely demolished.
Yes.
They weren't after any terrorists.
That's not true.
They weren't after. No.
That's not true.
You don't drop pamphlets
To
and
tell
say,
the innocent people to get out of the
they
way.
completely destroyed 3 areas,
I agree.
which right down to 0.
As a military man, I agree 150%. When you have to protect your people and they're shooting off missiles in where schools and hospitals and all that, they have to protect. Then they had, over 100 underground tunnels going in.
And Israel knows this, why would you destroy the only power plant that's only on probably half the time anyway?
Because they're shooting missiles. They're missile sites. They're using them
No, they're
into
not.
Israel.
Those aren't missile sites.
They are, yes, they are. How do you
okay.
know that? How do you know they're not?
Okay, well,
Huh? How do you know this?
Look, this. I think as time goes on, we're going to see that they got a little carried away.
I'd have to disagree. I think Israel has every right to protect themselves.
Nobody disagrees with you. I agree with you 100%.
Hamas is
Look,
shooting
they don't
off.
want neighbors close to them.
That's not true.
If they wanted peace, they would stop building. All right, they just stop.
They pulled out of Gaza. That's not true.
They would turn around and they would start. Like, let's be friends. Nobody wants to be.
7, 8 years ago, they pulled out of Gaza. They gave them all these homes, everything that was built. They gave it to the Palestinians. But see, Hamas came in, dug tunnels. Instead of paying for schools and food and stuff for their people, they didn't. They dug tunnels.
Okay,
they brought in weaponry.
I got a great idea. One thing we're not going to do is we're not going to solve that.
No,
one.
we're not going to. That's a
But
lost cause.
I just want to say
That's a
one.
lost
I
cause.
just want to say one thing, and I think a lot of people may agree on both sides. They lost a prime minister who went to a peace rally, a radical Israeli who does not want the Palestinians killed their own prime minister
Hamas.
at a peace rally.
Not the Palestinians, Hamas.
No, excuse me.
Hamas,
No,
they're a terrorist organization.
No. He was an Israeli,
Right.
Hasidic Jew
Okay,
who,
yes,
who
who
did
did
not
the-
want peace with a cross. So, so you have a group of Jewish people who'll do anything to stop. I mean, anything to stop the process.
Stop Hamas.
No, stop.
Not the Palestinians.
Stop. We're talking peace. They don't want it because they don't want the people next door. Now, let me finish. People on the other side have killed people who wanted peace with Israel. It's never going to be.
No, it's not. It's a
The only thing that I can say is, look, you're going to kill people. You're going to kill
right.
people just to stop it. Why don't we just say, okay, here's 2 countries, there we are. Now let's work from here, because everybody's working for 2 countries, and it's never going to happen.
No, it's not. And the reason why it's not going to happen because there's religious wars that are going on. They're religious wars. I'm telling you, I've been to these countries.
You haven't been to Israel.
No, Israel I haven't.
Okay.
But I've been with Palestinian people from Palestine.
A
lot of Palestinian people don't even want Hamas.
Subject.
They don't even want Hamas.
Okay, hold on a second. Let's move on from this subject, because we both agree that Israel is our friend.
Let's talk. Yeah.
But we both agree there were a lot of people killed, all right, that probably shouldn't have been killed.
Right, on both sides. On both sides.
Correct. But you don't lose 1,970 on one side, 1,900 on the other side.
Well, then maybe Palestinians. I won't say Palestinians. I'm going to say Hamas, the terrorist organization that's running Palestine. Those are the ones that are causing the problems. Okay, they need to stop sending missiles over. Imagine that happened here in New Hampshire. Should we just sit because we're afraid we might blow up something wrong to protect ourselves in another, let's say Canada or somewhere else, or Massachusetts? They're bombing us? Come on, well, you have every right to protect yourself.
We already fight Massachusetts.
Yeah, you're
So we're fighting them.
Massachusetts don't even want to pay their bills to New Hampshire.
Yeah, I know. We're fighting them for every penny we can get. We're already fighting them.
Look at
Canada. I mean, come on, they're our buddies.
Not too far from here. They're not paying their bill for the dams and other stuff over the years that by the federal government who told them that if we put these dams in to stop the flooding and everything, they're paying us money. They never did. Massachusetts stopped paying us. Well, they owe us millions of dollars.
Well, okay.
You're commerce. You should know that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yes.
Yeah. Well, but nobody's doing nothing.
Complicated.
Yeah,
It's complicated. I think I showed you last week. I think I showed you this, and I'm going to show it again for people who don't realize. We don't really get paid. We get paid $100 a year. We're the only volunteer government in the world, practically. We're the largest, third largest governing body in the English-speaking world. I mean, all right. So, and we do everything that everyone else does.
We do a lot of work, a lot of hours.
And a lot of people say, hey, guess what? You guys got the summer off. Well, I just got this today, or I should say a week ago. And what it says is that I am on a committee, and the committee is establishing a commission to study the current commodity-based system of commodities reporting by junk or scrap metal dealers in New Hampshire, and establishing a commission to study the regulatory requirements for pawn brokers and second-hand dealers in New Hampshire.
Didn't we discuss this last week?
We
You
did
put
last
people
week.
to sleep
All
over
I'm
this.
just trying to do is just say that I want people to realize that we work a lot. And
when did we pass that bill? When did it pass the House and the Senate?
This was passed, I don't know.
We've been out of session since what, the end of May?
Yeah, but
now, why now the summer's almost over? We're getting ready for elections. Why now did Norelli do this?
no.
See, you brought this up again.
No. Excuse me.
I mean, it's an honor for you to be on that.
No. You see, we needed a senator who would not get off his duff and sign up for it, so nobody signed up for it. Finally, when the senator, who's a Republican, got off his duff, we finally got, guess what? And then we got the other people put in
with that. And the reason why I have to, because it's a House issue, it's a House bill, that whether the Senate shows up or not, whether the Senate shows up or not, the House can still continue to go.
We cannot. We cannot. Not if you pass. Well,
the Senate don't show up to a lot of our study committees.
Pass a bill, which is a study committee, and you say a senator must be there. You must change the bill, or take out the senator.
A lot of times the senators don't show up. You know that, and I know that from the study committees, but they still go on.
Well, they got to show up at least once.
But the thing is, I know even
it's interesting. I think there was supposed to be 4 of us. There is Hunt, who's who is a Republican, been there a long time. Myself, a Democrat, and another Republican. There should be one more Democrat, but there's not.
Why?
I don't know.
They couldn't find any? They want to work during the summer?
I have no idea.
I mean, they go to somebody like you because you're always doing stuff.
Well, do you know that this committee is like 20 people?
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
police.
you said police.
Oh, my
everyone,
God.
business people.
Right. And I'm going, Oh my God.
I just think it's embarrassment to the state that it took this long to put that committee up that's so important
What's new?
for pawnbrokers
What's new?
and everything else.
What's new?
You know, under O'Brien,
What's
didn't
new?
waste no time. Before the summer even started, we already knew what the study committees were on.
Excuse me. O'Brien put me in a committee to study the Liquor Commission, right?
That's right. And that went to the beginning
And
of the
do
summer.
you know,
That's right.
this is true.
O'Brien took care of you.
Yeah, he took care of me. One day after the election, this is true, I'm not kidding, we finished. This is true.
Right.
Here's election day.
But you were doing it all
the day
summer.
before, yes, the day before election,
Right.
we had. The day after the election, we were there, and like 3 people didn't show up who lost the election. So,
Right.
yeah, these things do happen.
Hey, you know another thing too. Have you been watching the news there on Texas border? Rick Perry activated the National Guard and put them on the border to stop the overflow of people coming into the U.S.
Excuse me, stop them how?
Did you notice that?
No, stop them how?
Stopping them from coming into
No, wait,
Texas.
no, hold on a second.
Sending them back.
Hold on. Are you telling me, let's see if I've got this straight. Are you telling me if a person walks 30 miles before they hit the American border, you're going to stand there and go like this to women and children? You're going to say, stop to women and children, turn around and go back.
No, you're going to put them
Or
on a bus.
what are you going to do?
I'd say put them on a bus and send them back.
So you're going to feed them?
I'd take them to McDonald's, stop there, go drive through the drive-thru, and bring them back.
And how about the countries they come from, and because of all the gang violence, and they've lost a couple children?
Are we the savers for everybody? How come you're not kicking in the doors there on maybe taking care of our own in the United States?
Do you know why these people are coming up
They
here?
want freedom.
Do you watch
They want-
Charlie
they
Rose?
wanted food.
No.
They
Do you
wanna
watch
work.
Charlie Rose?
No, I don't watch.
Well, Charlie Rose is probably one of the better interviewers that in this country at this particular
I don't
time.
watch him. He can't be that good.
So he turns around and he gets one of the presidents from one of these countries that the people are coming from this country.
From where? Was it Mexico? Or what
No,
president?
it's not Mexico. It's
From what country? You don't even know. Did you hear this from somebody else? Or was it part of Democrat talking points?
Paraguay.
Paraguay,
Hold
Brazil?
on. Wait. I'm sorry. There are two. Anyway,
we have a lot of Brazilians
Please
up
let
there,
me
too.
let me finish it, okay? And what the president of this country said regarding his people coming up here, he doesn't want it. He says that we're losing a lot of people. People are dying. He says, but there's a lot of wars here. And Charlie Rose goes, well, what's the wars? He says, over drugs. He says, over drugs? How do you stop that? You know what the president said? When the American people decide to stop taking illegal drugs, those drug wars will stop in those countries that are sending the people up here. So when you hear people say, let's stop them, let's not let them in, guess why they're coming up here? Because we're buying the drugs. We're the biggest market in the world. All the battles are to what? Who's going to make the most money?
You want to know how we can fix this then, if that's the case? I would, if I was a senator or a Congress, I'd be filing a piece of legislation that says all the drug money confiscated will pay to feed and clothe these people, and that we confiscate from these other countries.
Good point.
We'll go to that.
Well,
because we have homeless here in our own country. We've got women and children in shelters. Where's the government, the federal government, kicking in doors to get these people in homes, to give out some type of voucher, to give them a hand up, help them get jobs?
So what your point is?
My point is, we're too worried about the other countries flooding us instead of our own.
When women are carrying children across the border, all right, that's where America becomes Americans.
Well, yes, we do, but that's where also American has to say enough is enough.
Well, then
we
maybe
have
to correct this, maybe Americans should stop using the drugs that cause the drug wars.
Well, I don't hear anything under Obama there say what the, like Nancy Reagan, say no to drugs, or George Bush and all that.
Because it doesn't work.
That's right. No, it's not that it don't work, because he smoked the stuff himself. That's right.
He smoked that stuff.
That's right. So naturally, he wants it going forward.
I got a kick out of you.
Yeah.
All right, we got about 9 minutes. So why don't we just ease off? Let's do one more subject where we can yell at each other.
What about Medicaid expansion? How come the governor's not letting us know how much money that was spent so far, taxpayers' money, that we didn't allocate for Medicaid expansion to get it set up?
I think it's because one reason why is you guys held it up for 2 years. It was 48,000 people, 61% of them women, and Republicans are having a hard time with who? Women.
How come you? The governor's been there 2 years now. How come you're trying to put blame 2 years ago? I'm saying today the numbers. You just passed the Medicaid expansion. How come the governor's not
having a
releasing
good
the numbers?
summer?
I'm having a great summer.
Have you had any cookouts?
Because I want transparency.
You're supposed to have a cookout, and you said I could sneak in and get a hot dog.
You can come in anytime.
But I have to have R for Republican.
No.
You spent a lot of money on your house.
I did. I had to borrow money to put a new roof on. I put a new add-on to a deck. I had to take care of the rot in the back of the house. But that don't still take away from the transparency. I pulled a permit to do the work on my house for transparency.
I know, but it's fascinating, and I hope people do realize we do fool around, and Republicans occasionally do something good, as Republicans say Democrats occasionally do something good.
One or two Democrats.
A few.
Yeah, one or two.
But I think, and we've talked about this before with Brian when he was here, and that is, New Hampshire's lucky.
They are, especially be able to.
They may not feel they're lucky because they got you or they got me.
No, but they can reach out and touch the legislator.
Absolutely.
They can talk to her. Not like in Massachusetts, there you call, you got to talk to a staffer.
Yeah.
People show up at my door. You'd be so shocked that people come over with issues, and I bring them in.
Hi, Kenny. How are you? I live on this street.
Yeah, and they come over, and I help them with their, disability issues or veterans issues or TANF issues or. Like right now, I got in my car paperwork on a dealership that sold a car to a young lady, a single mother, and 12 hours later, she's had problems with the car. She brought it back, and they want to charge her $1,800 to fix it.
That's not right. That's not
right.
right.
But you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So naturally, and she's from Manchester. Right? I just happen to be at a local business in London.
Well, it doesn't make any difference. You are.
No, I know that.
If you can help them,
but what I'm saying is, I'm helping this lady here.
Yes.
But these are the things that we do.
Who are the things? Can you see somebody like in Massachusetts doing that?
No, not at all.
I think there's 168. We're 400. Do you realize that every 30, 200 people in the state of New Hampshire has a representative?
Yes, that's right.
Wow. And if this was California, you know how many representatives there would have to be? 11,000.
Right. Do you realize, and I'm used to under the Tip O'Neill days, and my grandfather was the mayor of Cambridge, and my uncle Peter, Peter Vellucci, just passed away. But those days there, if you wanted to go on welfare, my grandfather would say, meet me at the Public Works Department, 6 o'clock in the morning. You show up at the Public Works, you tell the commissioner, I'm going to be there, be there. Then you tell the commissioner, put these people to work, have them throwing trash or whatever, to earn a living. They were so happy just to have a job. You don't see that no more.
You're wrong. And
that's
look,
you got unions that stop this stuff now.
If we start and think, and this is, I could be right. 99.9%, so 0.1% are bad people who cause trouble for everyone else. We didn't talk about ISIS. ISIS is probably about 20,000 last count. And they're causing more trouble.
That's right. In
so
Syria,
in the world or in that area, they're less than 1/10 of 1%.
We're talking about jobs, and then all of a sudden you're back in terrorists. You know what I mean? How do you help me out here? Are you trying to get me out of New Hampshire because you don't want the facts?
Are you help you out? You're sitting behind me.
He wants us in other countries so the people in New Hampshire don't get the facts of what's going on. So naturally, let's talk about ISIS.
You're a military guy, for God's sakes.
I am a military guy, and I think we need to wipe the earth with ISIS. We need to send them all to Allah. Every one of them. That's right, and I was there.
All right. Okay, we're going to say goodbye. We got about 4 minutes, but before we do that, I just want to say that the Canal Art and Framing, Custom Picture Framing and Art Gallery on 1 Water Street has my artwork, and you can go there and you can see my artwork. And it's a nice place. She does framing, and she also has 15 to 20 other artists who are showing their work. She's really nice. So if you're in Nashville and you'd like to see my work and 20 other artists, please go to the frame shop on 1 Water Street here in the city of Nashua. And
I live in Londonderry, and I heard a lot of good things about this company. So that's awesome you brought that up.
Yes. And anybody, and she is also an artist, and we will be using some of the people there. We're going to have an art show, and then we're going to have an art sale. So, and also if you are a business and you are showing art in your place of business, and you would like to get involved with this, and maybe we could have an art show right in your business. This is something that we're going to be doing. Now, tell everybody how they can get in touch with you.
Well, how many easy guy to get in touch with? You can go to my website, which is www.repalbaldasaroblogspot.com, or you can call me at my home, 425-6997. I'm in Londonderry. Stop by my house.
Isn't that amazing? We literally have our telephone numbers out there and our address.
A lot of people have my cell phone.
And you want to know what the first thing I made when I first got there? I made something that a journalist didn't like. You know what she did? She not only put my phone number. My son calls me from Boston. She not only put my phone number, my address. She drew a map how to get to my house. Oh, yeah. I live on a dead-end street, and they kept turning around on my driveway. Wow. I had to call the cops. Yeah. So
you know, the Democrats do that to me all the time. They put my cell, my home number. They have them attacking me and everything. I've been threatened before, you know.
Oh, it's a sweet guy like you.
I've had a guy call me, wanted to come to my house with brass knuckles.
Brass knuckles, all right.
I welcomed him. I said, look for the Marine Corps flag.
I just love this. This is so much fun. My name is Ken Gidge, and this is The Art of Politics. And you can get me at GidgeWorld.com, and that is my art site. I should have a political site up where it'll be easier to get me. And also, you can get me through a telephone number, which is 603-864-9332. I'm on Facebook, so come to Facebook. You're on Facebook.
I'm on Facebook, yeah.
You Twitter.
I Twitter. I'm on LinkedIn.
You know, go to Google and Google Ken Gidge or my partner over here, and I think you're going to find a lot more information about us.
Oh, without a doubt. You'll see that I'm not your typical politician. I'm an outspoken
guys coming over with brass knuckles.
I tell it like it is, and some people just don't like the truth.
No, they're great. They really threaten you with brass knuckles?
How many times I get? Oh yeah.
I love that. That's a great story.
I had another guy left to call me and he was going to come up to the state house and strangle me. Call me from the the hospital.
Pick up a six-pack on the way up.
Call me from the Concord Hospital. And I brought my message.
The Concord? Yeah. What, the state hospital?
Because he called me and wanted me to view his site. And then he called me again. Did you view the site? I said, no, I'm in session. I didn't have time. He started threatening me. I'm coming up to the state house.
When you say state hospital, are you talking the mental?
The Concord, yes.
The Concord State Mental. They're calling you.
I have caller ID to use the hospital.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, here we go. Brass knuckles, the mental institution.
But you remember, I've been there 8 years.
You
know, because I didn't get to his site in time. I mean, he really went off. So I took this voicemail, turned it over to the state troopers up at the state house and the security. And then they went and talked to him. They said, you want to press? I don't want to press charges.
Why don't you give your phone number one more time?
Yeah, 603-425-6997.
And mine is Ken Gidge, 603-864-9332. Well, we've had 2 straight weeks of going back and forth.
It's always a pleasure going back with you.
Why?
Because I know the facts and you just throw anything out there. You hope that the people grab onto it.
That I love,
and won't do a Google
I love
check.
These guys. Okay, thank you. And we'll see you next time.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.